Colombia, South Carolina criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor John Mobley on the show with me. John, what do you think of this one? You had a lot to share about the other alleged bad mom, Lori Vallow-Dabo. Now we've got Letitia Stout for you. Your take on this one, please.
Yeah, this is bad mom's April here. Yeah. Her lawyers are going to have to kind of take it on the chin on this one. Based on the facts of this one, and I try to focus on the facts, not the character evidence, not the salacious details that people might find interesting, but the real facts that, are consistent with or inconsistent with the person being guilty of the crime. This is just one where the facts are just bad for the lawyers. They don't have any legal defenses. There's no way they can argue it's somebody else, not her. There's no way they can really argue that the evidence is not consistent with her guilt. So they have this arduous task of trying to persuade the jury to find her not guilty on the grounds of legal insanity. And, like you've heard me say in other cases, that dog's not going to hunt in this case. I've heard about what they're saying about her childhood and some childhood trauma. And even assuming that's the case, having mental health issues, depression and anxiety and childhood trauma, that's not the same as legal insanity, where some person really cannot understand the difference between legal and moral wrong and right. And, when you are trying to make that analysis, you look at the conduct of the accused, and one of the main things prosecutors look at, and they're going to have it in this case, is when the accused who's trying to claim insanity engaged in elaborate attempts and efforts to conceal the crime. That's something that she went through in this case. All the different lies, all the stories, trying to fool everybody, deceive everyone, her children, her daughter, her brother, her husband. That's a lot of elaborate effort to conceal conduct when you allegedly don't know that it's wrong.
Yes.
Another thing, that's you look for that's problematic for her is that there's no history of mental treatment of her being in mental facilities in and out. You see that in some crimes where there are people that are just there's some people that have such severe mental health issues, there's not going to be any real treatment for them. That the parents will testify, you'll have the records of them being in and out of psychiatric facilities, and they can't hold them forever, because they're not always, violent or dangerous to themselves or others, and they're in this facility, out of that facility, have seen multiple psychiatrists. You don't have any of that in this case, so they've got an extremely uphill battle, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that they do. Let's listen to a clip where she is talking to little Gannon's dad, and it's interesting that she's getting mad at him for asking the questions, and this is where they're talking about the blood found in the child's bedroom.
If there was blood in Gannon's room, that would have been already from when he cut his foot. I've already told you that, okay? I told you that his arm, from him getting burned, was bleeding some, and so was his foot. I've already told you that.
Okay, you're lying. You're lying. Stop. That's a lie. Change it again, because that's a lie. Here's the game we're going to play. Every time you lie, I'm going to call you out. You can't bleed that much from a burn. You can't bleed that much from a burn. You can't bleed that much from a cut on your foot from a 2x4. I'm not stupid. You're lying. Go ahead. Change it again. You're lying.
Side. You said a plate side.
A plate? I did a plate? Okay, that's what seeped through, Tisha. That means there was a puddle of blood on the damn carpet to seep through the carpet, an inch of carpet pad, and onto the concrete pad where it looked like it had been sitting there for days, okay? All right, that's what I saw. So tell the truth.
That's right. Pants on fire. Letitia Stout, quickly your reaction to this, John Mobley.
Well, her reaction is typical of something you see with, liars or people lying. And what they'll try to do is they'll try to control the dynamic by getting angry and upset. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes what can happen is the person who's confronting you is they're trying to, their reflex to keep the situation calm and de-escalate things. And that's often a control technique that people, narcissists, liars, criminals will use
Yes.
to deflect and control the situation.
Abusers.
Fortunately, in this case, abusers the same thing. You have that kind of behavior.
Oh, yeah, all in that
case,
same category. We are out of time. We got to leave it there. But John Mobley, thank you so much for being on the program this morning. We'll see you back here very soon. And we're going to be going from one alleged bad mom case to another in a couple of minutes. Stand by. Ted Rollins is here in the studio taking over. Ted, what do you have at the top of your show?
We're going to switch gears to Idaho to another alleged bad mom. I like how you throw that in there. They're bad moms.
You got to, right? Yeah.
She's a bad mom. Yes. We're going to check in with Matt Johnson at the Boise